What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Cheerleader Massacre. I actually just picked this up. I bought it on eBay and it, came to my house today, so I'm like, hey, let me watch this, review it, because I've been curious about this movie for quite a while because it's in the overall Massacre franchise, so it's made by some of the same people who made the Slumber Party Massacre movies and the Sorority House Massacre movies. Like initially, I've seen all of the Slumber Party Massacre movies, but I've only seen the first Sorority House Massacre. But I did actually pick up the sequels. I got the bootleg DVDs. Because I want to watch all those eventually. But yeah, basically the only Sorority House Massacre I've seen is the first one, and initially when I saw it I didn't know that the Sorority House Massacre movies were made by the same people as Slumber Party Massacre, and I didn't know that they were related. Those movies are like spin-offs of they're like spin-off sequels of the Slumber Party Massacre movies. So this is also a spin-off sequel to the Slumber Party Massacre movies and the Sorority House Massacre movies. So that's why the cover is so reminiscent. It's pretty much like the same cover as the first Slumber Party Massacre, except instead of a drill you got a little chainsaw. You got some different ladies on there, and on the back it actually does say that. It says, "From the people who brought you Slumber Party Massacre and Sorority House Massacre." So I don't know if I really showed the back. I'm just holding this on screen for so long, but yeah, in addition to this being a spin-off sequel, it was actually supposed to be initially supposed to be a direct sequel to the Slumber Party Massacre movies. The working title for this was Slumber Party Massacre 4, but then the people behind the movie, they thought there were already too many Slumber Party Massacre movies, so they're like, they went back and they changed some stuff. They changed some character backstories and kind of redid. They kind of like rewrote some stuff, so they just made it like a standalone thing. But there is like one kind of callback to Slumber Party Massacre in it, even though they changed some stuff and this is just a spin-off. There is like one quick little cameo, quick little moment that does kind of tie this to the first Slumber Party Massacre, so that's pretty cool. But anyways, my overall thoughts of this movie, I was not a fan at all. I thought this movie was it was really boring. It was lame. There was like no fun to be had, no funny moments, no like cheesy moments. It was just like bland, boring. It was hard to get through, honestly. And the kills were terrible. There was like a reveal at the end that was lame as well. Like there was just nothing redeeming about this movie. The only good thing about this movie is there was a lot of nudity, and the women in this movie were they were beautiful women. But I mean, nudity is not enough to save a movie. Like, yeah, it was cool that there was some great nudity. There were some beautiful women on screen, getting nude, but I mean, I don't care. Like, if that's cool, but the movie sucks. So like, I mean, I could look up, I could see nudity wherever. Like, it was cool, but it's not gonna save the movie. Like, this movie was not good in my opinion. So anyways, let me give you all a little plot summary too. I'm gonna give you a super brief one, because I'm trying to just move along here. So basically, you have a bunch of cheerleaders and they're going on this little road trip. Their van breaks down, so they post up at this cabin and they're being picked off by a killer. So that is the basic plot summary. The first point that I want to get into is something that I briefly touched on previously. So there is like a little tie-in to the first Slumber Party Massacre movie. Brink Stevens makes a cameo, a very brief cameo, and I thought initially she was playing a different character, since this is, you know, a spin-off movie. It's not a sequel to Slumber Party Massacre, but she's actually playing her, like, her character from the first Slumber Party Massacre movie, which doesn't really make sense because she died in that movie. But I mean, what the heck, a lot of stuff in this movie doesn't really make sense or anything, so whatever. It was cool to see her at least. And then in this movie she has like PTSD from the events of Slumber Party Massacre, and there's like they played this whole flashback of her being chased by Russ Thorn, and when she gets like drilled on the shoulder when she's locked in the school. So I thought that was, I mean, it was great to see Brink Stevens. She's awesome. I've seen her in so many things. She's she's like a horror icon. She's like not a horror icon. You would say a horror icon is like you would say like a certain character, like a killer is a horror icon. I would say she's like a scream queen. My bad. But yeah, she's in all kinds of, fantastic horror movies. I'm a big fan of her. It was cool to see her, but I kind of like that they did tie the movies together as well. And even though it didn't make a whole lot of sense, I thought it was kind of fun, because even though all these movies are in like the same overarching franchise, I like that they made it so they're also in like the same cinematic universe. So that was kind of fun. Like I said earlier, the kills in this were extremely lame. Most of the kills in this are cutaways. There's like only like one on-screen kill that I remember, but one like terrible, actually no, there's two on-screen kills that I remember, but one super lame on-screen kill is this neck snap. And neck snaps in movies are notorious for being bad and unrealistic, because like the killer will cock the person's head to the side like very slightly, and then it's like all of a sudden their neck is snapped and they're dead. This, like, the killer barely even grabbed this woman, barely even touched her neck, and then it's like her neck is snapped and she's dead. She just like fell down immediately. This was the worst neck snap in movie history. I mean, I know I've seen a lot of bad neck snaps in my day, but this was like, this took the cake. It was actually kind of funny. I was like, she's dead? Like, what the heck? Like, homeboy just barely even touched her. He just touched her neck and she just dropped. So yeah, that's like the type of kills that you have in store if you want to watch this movie. The kills in this were terrible. There was one kill that was that I actually liked, and it was like later on in the movie. This one guy gets decapitated, and you actually like see it. You see the aftermath. But I think if I'm remembering correctly, it was like very brief. But if I'm remembering correctly, it was CGI. But at that point, I was just so happy to get like an actual on-screen kill that it didn't bother me. And that's how you know that the kills in the movie and the kills in a movie are bad. If I'm saying that a CGI decapitation aftermath was the best kill, like if that's the best kill in a movie, the kills are absolutely terrible. I'm not a big fan of CGI kills, but I'm like, this is better than just another cutaway. I'll take it. I was happy to see anything at that point. So yeah, that's not good. But yeah, like I said, the kills were bad, but the nudity in this was actually pretty darn good. The women were absolutely beautiful. So I mean, that is one positive. There was some good nudity, but I mean, like I said, nudity's not enough to save a terrible movie. There was one little sequence that I thought was kind of fun, like there's these two guys with all the cheerleaders, and when they get to this abandoned cabin, the first thing that they do is raid the kitchen to see if they can find liquor. I like that because I like sipping some drinks. I like catching a little buzz, sipping some beverages. So when when the first thing they did is raid the kitchen to find the liquor cabinet, that's something that I would do. I can get behind that. I condone that type of behavior. That was a cool little sequence. But then the thing that I was like shaking my head at is, okay, then they're making some mixed drinks, and there's this like chaperone with them. I'm pretty sure she's like the coach of the cheer team. She's like a little bit older. They tell her that like these kids are like they're supposed to be high school kids. So these kids are underage drinking, and they tell the chaperone, who's like an authority figure, she's like the coach, they tell her that they're drinking, and they offer her a drink. Like why would you snitch on yourself like that? It's a mixed drink. She would have never known. They like pour it up in some orange juice. Maybe they're just thirsty. Maybe they're just sipping orange juice. Maybe they're trying to get that vitamin C, Like why? You had the perfect cover. It's a mixed drink. She would have never known. You could have just been sipping orange juice. She would have never found out, But you had to snitch on yourself? Who does that? Who? I mean, I really liked these guys for a second when they were, raiding the liquor cabinet. Initially, I'm like, my guys. I'm starting to like these guys. But then like 2 seconds later they snitch on themselves. I'm like, I kind of hate these guys now. I'm like, what are you doing? What's going on here? What are you doing here? You can't be snitching on yourself like that. If you're gonna underage drink, in a movie. I'm not saying in real life. Hey, I don't condone illegal activities on here. I keep it PC principle on here because who knows? Maybe one day I'll get monetized. I don't know. That's gonna be a long ways away, but I keep it a PC principle up in here. So I'm not condoning underage drinking, but I'm saying in movies, in Minecraft, if you're gonna underage drink in a movie, then don't snitch on yourself. Come on. I thought that was common knowledge. But anyways, I thought that was common sense, But anyways, that was like the last little point that I wanted to address. I liked how they raided the liquor cabinet. I also liked Brink Stevens's cameo, and I liked the little tie-in to Slumber Party Massacre, even though it made 0 sense because she died in that movie. But what are you gonna do? It was one of the only enjoyable parts of this movie, so I'll take it. I'm not gonna worry about if anything makes sense. Like it was cool to see her. But anyways, this movie, I didn't expect it to be the best thing ever. Like I review like objectively not good movies on the channel. I watch like B horror movies, but I love them. Like they're not good movies, but I love them. They're like my favorite. But this, taking into context that it's a direct-to-DVD movie, it's very low budget, it's a B movie. I'm not saying I'm not judging it from that regard. I'm just judging it like on enjoyment, because objectively speaking, most of the movies that I talk about are not good movies. But I'm just saying from enjoyment here, and from like the viewpoint of a horror fan and a fan of the Slumber Party Massacre movies, this movie sucks. Like this movie is lame. It's got really nothing going on. It's not worth your time. Don't be like me and buy this, But I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I checked it out. I'm not tripping. It was fun, and I bought it with a gift card anyway. So whatever. But yeah, this movie, from an enjoyment standpoint, there was really nothing that I enjoyed about it except those couple brief things that I mentioned. Yeah, this movie was not good. I think it might be available on YouTube for free, so definitely don't pay for this. Like, if you are gonna watch it for free on YouTube. But I would really not recommend this. If you're a fan of the Slumber Party Massacre movies, I think this is a letdown. It's not on par with the Slumber Party Massacre 1 and 2. It's just, there has no life to it. This movie's just like lame. It's boring. There's nothing going on. It's not good. So if after hearing this review, you think, hey, I might still want to check it out, because hey, I'm just some asshole on the internet. Who cares about my opinion? Watch whatever you want to watch. Do whatever the F you want to do. Like, shouts out to the Hodge twins. That's a little Hodge twins reference. But yeah, all these videos are just based on my opinion. So if you do want to watch it, go watch it. But please don't spend money on this, okay? Just watch it on YouTube for free. But in my opinion, I would say don't watch this. I would say skip this. It's really not worth watching. If you skip this, you're not missing much. You're saving 90 minutes of your life, or 80 minutes, however long this was. I think it was 80 minutes. But anyways, yeah, I would not recommend this. And yeah, I pretty much said everything I want to say about Cheerleader Massacre. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.